Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to episode 2 of Barley, Hops, and Yarn, the podcast edition. My name is Jennifer. I'm the owner, operator, dyer, etc. of Barley, Hops, and Yarn. I dye yarn, as I said like 5 seconds ago, and I have my own Etsy shop where I sell it. And I'm working on a new colorway, which I will show you on a little bit, but I'm kind of jumping ahead. I live in Maryland with my parents, husband, dog, and 2 cats. And welcome back if you are coming back after my first episode. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around, but no worries if you don't. I'm a little weird, so that's okay. But yeah, every episode I will probably be drinking a beer. That is true for episode number 2. I am drinking the Velvet Walrus on Serrano. Let's see if my hands will work well enough to show it to you guys. So it has some pretty cool artwork. I'm pretty sure this company, Wasson, not sure how you pronounce it. I just discovered them a couple weeks ago and tried their hef, which was pretty good. But I'm pretty sure they're based out of Richmond, Virginia. So local-ish. I usually try to keep my craft brews a little bit more local than Richmond, which I guess is about 3-4 hours away from me. But, you know, I see it. I think it sounds good. I like it. So the Velvet Walrus, this right now is a milk stout with Serrano and chocolate nibs. Sorry, cocoa nibs. Same thing. Not usually a fan of dark beer, but I like anything that's kind of chocolate and peppery combined together. So it's pretty good. It's not as spicy as I'm used to sorry, I just kicked the table. It's not as spicy as I'm used to my spicy kind of beers being, but it's alright. I like it. I'll drink it. I'll finish it. It does, though, have a pretty high ABV of 9.3%, so I will be eating food after I record this podcast. But yeah, jumping into my yarn, my knitting. I'll show you guys the yarn I dyed a little bit later. I have what I will call a hoe and a half. I have a finished sock from what I was working on last time. Last time I had both of the cuffs and the whatever this is called, my brain isn't working, done and had started the heel on another one. This is by formerly Rocky Mountain Yarn Company, and now she is Fantasy Fibers Yarn Company. Her name is Marissa. She's based out of somewhere in Canada, but I don't remember the exact town. I could show you her logo, but it's her old logo, so that's not super helpful. But yeah, so that particular colorway is Wood Elves, is the main color, and the contrasting color, which you can't really see super well in this lighting, is a kind of teal, and that's Lorien by Moonlight. So I literally have 35 rows to go until I close. So I have 15 more rows of my foot, and then I have the toe. So then I have the toe, and then I'll be done my second pair. So I'm excited for that. I will, of course, cast on another pair after that. Gonna use this guy. He is from at Haynes House, and the colorway is called Cows in the Trees. They always put a little story on for all of their colorways, which I think is fun. So yeah, you guys can go to the website and look up that colorway if you'd like. The photos online have a little bit more of the dark color in it, the black in it than mine does, but I really like mine. I like this kind of minty light green color, so it makes me happy. One thing I don't know if I already said, I don't have any finished objects. I will next time, because my socks will be finished, but I don't have any finished objects this time. Last time I mentioned that I was working on a sorrel, but I forgot to bring it out, so I have it this time. I'm decently far on it, so it's knit top down. I'm not going to give anything away because it's a paid for pattern, but last time, let me not lose stitches. That would make me cry. Alright, so last time I marked it, even though you guys didn't see it, I was through the ribbing and a little bit, I think 1 repeat into the pattern. So I have 9 rows left of the pattern, and then I will move on to the short rows and then splitting for sleeves and then getting onto the body of the thing. So I am doing a fade. I'm using 3 colors from Fantasy Fibers Fantasy Fibers Yarn Company. I am using the top color, which obviously is this one here, is Pass of Caradhras. I can never say it. Caradhras. These are all Lord of the Rings themed, which makes me and my nerd heart very happy. The second color that I am starting to fade into is, sorry, I disappeared. The same as this, it is Wood Elves. So I am halfway into the fade, which you can sort of start to tell I'm halfway into the fade. So this will be that next color. And then my third color is, wow, the lighting in here really sucks. Helps that I'm not really doing it on a bright sunny day. Maybe? There, that's sort of good. All right, so this next color is Buckleberry Fairy. So it's all kind of fading from like light gray and blue into dark blues and greens, which is 100% my vibe. So I am here for it. Then my other thing, I showed you guys quite a few whips last time, but I have not knit much, and I'll tell you guys why a little bit later. But the other thing that I have put time and effort into is my opal tank, which again, this I'm knitting up in my own colorway, Hell or High Watermelon, doing it on DK. Last time I had knit up about 11 inches of the body and had to go a few more before I got to starting to kind of come in for the chesticle area. So this is where I left off last time. I got a good 4 to 5 inches of knitting done, and right here, this stitch marker here is where I've started doing the kind of top part of it. So cast off a little bit on the side, starting my decreases. I'm excited for this. It is starting to cool off a little bit, so I'm hoping that I finish it before it's too hot to wear it, but I'll wear it around the house if it is. It gets really hot in our house in the winter because we face directly in our backyard is like directly where the sun is coming in all the time. So yeah, that is pretty much all of the knitting I've put work into. So I'm only at 7 minutes, so I don't have that much to show you knitting wise. I did do one dye day and dyed one thing for my upcoming colorway that I still have not told y'all what it is, what the theme is yet. I do have a little bit of a hint kind of somewhere in this video, so if you figure it out, take a guess. Maybe I'll send you a free scan of yarn. But this is my newest color. It is a pretty tonal pink. There's a tiny bit of variation in there, but for the most part it is pretty consistent, with some black speckling on it. So I am very excited with this one. I had some trouble with one of the other colorways I did where it took me quite a few tries to get it exactly how I wanted it, which was a little frustrating. Got this baby on the first try, so I'm like, yes, happy with it, love it. So for this particular colorway collection, I will have 4 more that I'm gonna do. I think I'll be able to get it done in the next 2 weekends, although football season does start on Thursday, so that takes pretty much an entire dye day of Sunday out because I don't know how successful I'll be at dyeing on football days. But I have 4 more colorways for this collection that I want to get together. And then I know I said last time that I would probably be getting it done in about a month. I am saying this time it's been 3 weeks since I last recorded. I think it'll be another 2 weeks before I'm able to get everything kind of set together. And that is assuming things turn out the way I am envisioning them to. If they don't, then it'll be longer, but my current anticipated time frame is 2 more weeks. So yeah, this makes me so happy. It turned out exactly how I wanted it to, so I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, so there's that. So the reason why I haven't been doing much knitting these past few weeks is because I have instead been taking on a remodeling project of what will now be my yarn room / office. So you can see a little bit of it behind me. I got a new plant over here in the corner that I'm excited about. My cucumber plant that you guys all saw last time has decided it does not want to produce any cucumbers anymore. So that is no longer with us, but that's okay. Yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen probably some photos of the room that I am currently in and have been remodeling. So I'll throw in some photos here. I have a video of my husband restaining the floor. And I'm loving how it's all coming together. It's so exciting to be able to kind of have my own space to be able to plan things out and knit and record podcasts and all of those types of things, and have my own little kind of private area to do so where I can chill. Um, I do still have a lot of my other projects going. Now that it is football season, I will probably start to work on, there's a dog coming. I'll probably start to work on that blue shawl that I showed you guys last time a little bit more. That tends to, hi, you wanna come here? Come on. No? You're afraid of the camera? That's okay, me too. So that one, sorry, the shawl, the blue shawl that I showed y'all last time tends to be my football knitting, because I can just, especially since now that I'm on stockinette, just going up for inches stockinette, I can do that without really paying too much attention to what I'm doing, so I can focus on watching football instead. I am a Carolina Panthers fan. When I was a child, my dad watched football, but was constantly going back and forth between the Giants, the Washington, formerly known as Washington football team, and Washington something else, now Commanders, and the Patriots, because he grew up in Connecticut. So my mom didn't really watch, so my 5-year-old self was like, I want to pick my own team, and I picked the Panthers and have stuck with it since then. So I am a Panthers fan. It does not make sense because I've lived in Maryland my entire life, but we're going with it. We're sticking with it. It's now been 23 years since that decision was made, and I'm not changing my mind now. So there's that. Sorry, you guys just got a huge close-up of my face. Hello. Hi. You want to say hi? No? Okay. There's a dog down here. I have absolutely no idea what I was talking about. Oh, the projects I have going. I do still have my All of the Lights sweater by Joji Fall that I'm working on. Have not touched it. And then I have that baby blanket that I showed y'all. Haven't touched that either, but that might also be a good football knitting adventure for me. So I think that'll be kind of my plan. Do not eat my yarn. That'll be my plan, is to football knit during football knit projects that I don't normally work on during the regular weekday. I have made a little bit of progress on my Hexie Puff blanket. I've probably doubled the amount of Hexie Puffs I had, which is not saying much because I only had like 10 or 12 to begin with. Now I have 20 to 25, I think. I don't know, I lost count. Whatever. When I get a little bit more, I'm going to start kind of tying them all together now so that I don't just have a ton that I'm tying together at the end, but I don't want all the ones in the center to be like the same colors. So I'm trying to make sure I have a little bit more going before I decide to do that so that it's all a little more spread out and random looking. Yeah, so there's that. Because I have been remodeling, I've been doing a lot of book listening too. Before I go into books, there are two, well, one's a make-along, one's a knit-along that I'll be participating in. I did sign up for Joji Locatelli's fall knit-along that I guess she does every single year. And I'm going to cast on, I haven't done it yet, I'm going to cast on the basic raglan sweater pattern that she has. I haven't decided on the color yet. I have some acrylic yarn in my stash from making baby blankets and things like that. I think I'm just going to make it in that because it'll just be for me. Basic pullover, wear it when I get cold. And then the pigskin party, I have decided to do that this year. That cast on date. You can still sign up for that if you're interested. Because I do things the long way, went to Boston Jen's Instagram, and then she has a link, and so I clicked on that. And I don't know, you can probably go to her website, but I don't know what her website is, so I can't really help you with that. So that cast on date is starting on September 23rd, and I will be off of work that day. So I am sure I'll be doing a lot of knitting that day because I will be in a waiting position. And then that's when, I don't know, I want to cast this on as soon as I finish my other socks because I like to have socks on, but I also kind of want to wait to cast anything on until the 23rd and see if maybe I can just get some things off of my needles until then. I don't know. We'll see. Most of the time I have been knitting has been spent on the sorrel, so there's no way in hell I'll be able to finish it by September 23rd, but it'll be kind of interesting to see how far I can get. So yeah, those are my 2 cast on that I have planned coming up because of the knit along. Or one's a make along, one's knit along. The pigskin party's a make along because you can crochet, you can spin, I think. I don't know what else she has on there. There's a whole page of rules and websites. Hi, I'm going to insert this somewhere, not sure where yet, but I forgot. I posted on Instagram a questions thing asking if anyone had any questions, and Andy the Knitress or Knitress, depending on who you are, asked me what knitting skill I'm most excited to learn or work on, and that to me would definitely be brioche. I have no idea how to do it yet, haven't done it, but I am excited to learn at some point. So if you know of any easy, well, not necessarily easy, but any good beginner brioche patterns, send them my way, because that might be one of the things I tackle this winter. Okay, bye! Yeah. So again, because I've been remodeling, I've been reading a lot lately, and by reading I mean listening to audiobooks. I have my list here. I've been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books in the past couple of weeks, and I feel like I'm missing some, but probably not. I've been reading a little bit of fantasy, like young adult fantasy lately. The couple of books that I most recently finished are books 1 and 2 of the Crave series. And then I finished Shatter Me. I didn't love Shatter Me that much. I just felt like it wasn't really capturing my attention. I listened to the entire thing. I'll probably read the next one just because it's not that long of a series, so I may as well finish it since I started it, but I didn't love it. And then I have your standard mysteries of basic white bitch proportion. Read The Woman in Cabin 10, The Last Housewife, The Wife Upstairs, In a Dark, Dark Wood, and My Darling Husband. So all of those had some sort of mystery or murder mystery aspect to them, and that's been entertaining. I'm still reading the World of Time series, but I have not gotten much farther in it than I was last time. But because I've been remodeling and reading so much, I have not watched much in the way of television, so I don't have anything to update on that. And then I have caught up on a few podcasts or yarncasts or whatever we're calling these days. I'm almost completely caught up on Pretty Twisted Yarn, who, by the way, is having a knit-along. She's having a spooky sweater knit-along, so you should check that out. The hashtag on Instagram, I believe, is PTY Spooky Sweater KAL, and then finished object is PTY Spooky Sweater FO. There might be a 22 or 2022 in there. I'll link it down below so that you guys know exactly what to do. But if you're making a sweater that is any sort of spooky, whether it be the pattern is spooky, the yarn you're using is spooky, for you, for some reason, you can count it as spooky, and you can enter the sweater in the knit-along. She has some prizes to send out. I have contributed to the prize fund, so you guys might be able to win something that I made. And then I've watched Aquila the Lefty Knitter podcast, which I've watched that almost every week. And then I think I'm all caught up on We Share Needles, which is Maddie and Kristen. And Pretty Twisted Yarns is Teresa. I don't think I said her name earlier. So that's really my life update with what I've been doing in my time that I'm not knitting. Or not knitting, which is not much. This past weekend was Labor Day weekend, and I went up to Pennsylvania, just across the border with my dad, and stayed at his boss's farm up there, which was a lot of fun. On Saturday, I went to a new to me brewery that was in Little Orleans, Maryland. It was called Locust Post. And it was so welcoming and so much fun. A lot of their beers were really good. They had 8 beers on tap, tried them all. My favorite was the Baltic Porter. When my husband and I got married, I got a sampler pack from Flying Dog, and they had a Baltic Porter in there, and I dropped something. It was the best dark beer I've ever had, and so since then, because it was a sampler pack, it was limited release, since then I have been trying to find something even remotely close. And while the one at Locust Post was not close to what Flying Dog had, it was still really good for a porter and the Baltic Porter. So I got a half growler of that and brought that back with me. They had a Hef on tap, Hefeweizen, and it was a little bit stronger in a clove flavor than I'm used to having, but I love clove, so it made me happy. If you don't know what a Hefeweizen is, it's a traditional German wheat ale. It is unfiltered, so if you give me a filtered Hefeweizen, I will tell you that's not a Hefeweizen, because I'm obnoxious. But it has flavors of banana and clove that come from the particular type of yeast that you put in the beer. So it sounds really weird in theory, who wants to drink a beer that has banana and clove, but it is one of my favorite styles. And then they also had a wit beer, which is, if you don't know what Blue Moon is, Blue Moon's a wit beer, so that traditionally has flavors of orange and coriander in there. I am not a huge fan of wit beers because I do not like coriander at all. Theirs tasted pretty strongly of coriander and not that strongly of orange, and I surprisingly didn't hate it, but definitely would not drink it again. But if you like wit beers, you probably like that one. So yeah, definitely if you're ever up in the Artemis, Pennsylvania, or Little Orleans area, or northwest-ish Maryland for any reason, you should check them out. The 2 women that were working there were super welcoming, and I got to hear a little bit about the history, not necessarily the history, but just certain aspects of the brewery that were fun to learn about, and they have a lot of really cool art. I took some photos, so I'll put them in here as well so y'all can see it. Yeah, so that was my weekend. That's pretty much all that's been going on with me for the past 3 weeks. Working, knitting, remodeling this room. The room is just about done. All I have left to do is finish putting my desk together. We're going to do a little bit of changing of these shelves up here. And then I have a plant that I have to move into the corner, but the walls are painted. Oh, the ceiling needs to be painted, but you know, that'll happen eventually. So for the most part, this remodel is pretty much done, so I will be able to go back to my regularly scheduled knitting instead of painting or cleaning or rearranging furniture or things like that. And hopefully I'll have more in the way of knitting to show y'all next time I record. Like I said, I'm not really sure exactly what this is going to look like yet because this is still very new for me. I'm leaning towards just kind of sitting down once every 2 to 4 weeks and recording. But also this is apparently going to be very short because I am at 22 minutes and most of that was not knitting. Most of that has just been me talking. So I don't know if I'm going to try to do vlog style. I haven't edited any videos yet because the last video I did, I just recorded it and then put it up. There is no editing. So I think once I feel more comfortable with knowing how to edit a video, I'll be more apt to try out a vlog style and see if that works better. But I think my timeline for putting videos up is definitely still going to be probably 2 to 4 weeks, somewhere in that time range. And like I said last time, I don't knit very fast, so I'm just concerned about not having everybody content to show. Next time I do record, though, I am sure that I will have anywhere between 2 to 4 new colorways to show you, and then I'll finally release what the colorways are and what the collection is based on. I will I'll definitely have finished socks to show you. I don't know if I'll have anything else finished by then, but since I'm trying to get stuff off my needles, we'll see. Maybe I will. And yeah, so hopefully next episode will be a little bit more yarny based instead of just me talking for 13 minutes about nothing. But if you've made it this far, thank you for joining me on episode number 2. I really appreciate all the positive feedback and nice work comments I got following episode 1. I will, of course, link all of the ways to find me down below. I'll link the dyers that I talked about and patterns and things like that, so y'all can easily find them as well. And then stay tuned for some pictures, clips, videos from my weekend and the remodel towards the end here. All right, thank you all for joining me, and have a great week, month. I don't know. I'll see you when I see you.